Hey guys, Tetsu. I think many Japanese learners who struggle to speak Japanese naturally have one very common habit. A lot of people are still thinking about Japanese through English or your native language first. For example, ringo equal apple equal image. Samui equal cold equal image. But native speakers usually don't go through English first, obviously, because it's our mother tongue. So when Japanese people hear dingo, they do not think apple. They just see image instantly, right? The image appears naturally. And this is one of the biggest differences between translating Japanese and actually thinking in Japanese. So the idea is this: Japanese image, feeling, situation, not always Japanese English meaning. So in this video, I'll show you some simple methods and ideas to help you build your Japanese brain. Right, let's get started. Before we start, if you feel lost studying Japanese alone, I made a community where you can learn with clear materials and practice with other learners. I put the link in the description, so check that out. Alright, first of all, what I want you to remember is that you do not need perfect Japanese for this. Simple Japanese is enough. The goal is to help Japanese appear in your head more naturally, right? So first, let's start with simple words. The image does not need to be complicated. Actually, simple is much better. So think of it like making emoji in your head. For example, 寒い, 寒い. 眠い, 眠い. 美味しい, 美味しい. リンゴ, リンゴ. コーヒー, コーヒー. That is enough. You're creating direct connection between Japanese and meaning in your head, not through English first, right? Japanese image, Japanese feeling, Japanese situation. This is a small habit, but over time, it can make a big difference. Right? Sometimes my students ask me, but what about difficult words? Good question. For difficult words, I recommend using images and situations that you find on the internet. For example, let's try the word 懐かしい. Many people translate it as nostalgic, right? But honestly, the English word does not fully explain the feeling. So try searching 懐かしい on Google Images. You might see childhood snacks, old classrooms, summer festivals, old anime, old family photos. Then you start feel the atmosphere of the word. 懐かしい is not just nostalgic. It feels like old memories coming back, a warm feeling, a little bit emotional, and something from the past touching your heart again. For example, you hear an old anime song from your childhood. You say, wow, 懐かしい. Now the word has feeling. Now it has a scene. Now it is much easier to remember. Try another word. 寂しい. Many learners translate it as lonely. That is not wrong again. But if you only remember lonely, the word may still feel a little flat. So try searching 寂しい on Google image. You might see someone sitting alone, an empty room, a quiet street, a person looking outside the window. Then you can feel the atmosphere. Right? 寂しい is not just lonely. It feels quiet. It feels empty. It feels like something or someone is missing. Now again, 寂しい becomes feeling. It becomes a real situation. This is why I do not recommend learning only single English translations. And Japanese is really good for this kind of learning because Japanese has many emotional tools, like ending particles. For example, ね, よ, な, さ, じゃん. These are not just grammar points. I call them mood tools because they change feeling, atmosphere, softness, excitement, and connection. For example, you're in snowy Hokkaido with your friends and you want to talk about how it's cold here, right? You can say 寒い, right? This is just information. It is cold. But if you say 寒いね, now you're sharing the feeling with someone. Now you say it's cold, right? If you say 寒いよ, now the feeling is stronger. The English translation may be similar, but the feeling is different. This is why direct translation can sometimes feel strange. Japanese is deeply connected to context, emotion, and atmosphere, like a vibe, right? Alright, now I think you can see how Japanese changes depends on feeling, tone, atmosphere, and situation. Alright. So how you actually train this? Let me show you 3 simple steps. Right. Step 1. Connect Japanese to images. First, try not to translate everything into English first. Instead of always doing this, Japanese, English, meaning. Try this. Japanese, image, feeling. For example, リンゴ image, コーヒー image, ドア image, 寒い image, 眠い image. Think of it like making emoji in your head. The image does not need to be perfect. Simple is enough. And here's a good training method. Write only Japanese words in your notebook. Do not write English translations every time. For example, リンゴ, then look at the word. Imagine the image. Say out loud, リンゴ, not リンゴ, apple. Just リンゴ image. This helps your brain connect Japanese directly to the image. And please say the words out loud. This is very important because your brain remembers sound, rhythm, feeling, and emotion together. Now step 2. Turn your life into Japanese. Next, start using Japanese during real life. Talk to yourself in simple Japanese. For example, 暑い、お腹すいた、コーヒー飲んでる、眠い、疲れた. Your Japanese does not need to be perfect. Actually, simple Japanese is better for this training. The goal is not to make difficult sentences. The goal is to make Japanese appear naturally in your head. And here's the important part. Use emotion. Do not speak like a robot. Feel the sentence. For example, 疲れた. Or like, おいしい, 寒い. Or like, 眠いな. Emotion helps language become real. This is also why ending particles are so powerful. Japanese is not only about information, it is also about feeling. It can also narrate your daily routines. For example, when you wake up, 今起きました。眠いです。When you drink coffee, 今コーヒー飲んでる。美味しいです。When you eat something good, 寿司を食べました。美味しい。When you walk outside, 今は外にいます。寒い。When you finish your work or school, 疲れた。Alright. These are very simple sentences, but this is real Japanese practice. You turn your normal life into Japanese practice. Even small things help a lot. Alright. Now the step 3. Learn Japanese through situations. Finally, learn Japanese through situations. Do not memorize only definitions. Learn Japanese with atmosphere, movement, emotion, and context. For example, 大丈夫. Many learn to memorize 大丈夫. Okay, that is useful, but let's make it real. Imagine this. Your friend falls down. You quickly say 大丈夫? And that 大丈夫 is not just okay. He has emotion, he has care, he has movement, and it feels natural. Now the phrase has real situation, right? Now you can feel it, right? This is how Japanese becomes easier to remember. So when you learn new Japanese, try this. First, check the basic meaning. Then imagine a situation. Then search images if you need to. Then say the phrase with emotion. And remember, the goal is not speaking perfectly immediately, right? The goal is Japanese start appearing naturally in your head. Because language is not only memorization. Language is connection. Japanese image, Japanese feeling, Japanese situation. This is one of the biggest steps toward thinking in Japanese naturally, like you using Japanese brain. So from today, try to build small Japanese association in your daily life. Simple words enough, simple sentences enough. Little by little, your Japanese brain will start growing. Alright? Let's make this habit. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.